Okay, thank you. Yes, yes. We will start in 2 minutes. Yeah, now strength is only 181. Yes, good evening, Vijay. Last class we discussed synchronized data transfer. Okay, in synchronized data transfer, we discussed two types of data synchronized. Okay, one is probe and another one is handshake protocol. Okay, what is probe protocol can be implemented in two types. One is some initiated scope of scope for data transfer, and second one is destination initiated scope for data transfer. Two types. One is what is Source initiated stroke for data transfer. Stroke initiated is the source signal is generated by the source machine. Source is generated by source machine. For example, we are going to see the diagram, block diagram of source unit. The source unit will be transfer the data in data bus to the destination unit. Okay. From the destination unit, we will get the only the source unit will be transferred after some time. Only, not only before. After some time, source unit will be transferred the data from the source unit. So the data, that means a source unit will be take delay of the time. We transfer the data unit. Okay. It will happen when a data bus will transfer the data to the destination. With the some store of unit. Unit meaning we are sending the data from delay of the time. Okay. Same time, destination is initiated scope for data transfer, but also we transfer the data or we transfer the unit of source unit. First we are transfer the data unit, but here destination initiated scope for destination transfer. That means transfer, that is the first information from the destination unit. Okay. From that destination unit is first we are a stroke signal specify, that is the designation unit is ready for accepting the data for the same machine. Okay. From that purpose, we are accepting the data from the source unit to the destination unit. It plays data in data bus and send it to destination signal. After only when we are receiving the signal from the source signal, then only we are accepting the data from the source unit. Okay. To overcome to the problem, we are using handshaking protocol. What is that handshaking protocol? That handshaking protocol using only for insider providing acknowledgement to source to destination only. This is handshaking protocol is using for insiding providing acknowledgement. After acknowledgement only we are receiving the information from the source. Okay. Acknowledgement, insider providing acknowledgement from source from destination protocol. 1 second, Amma. Today's class we are going to discuss about only input output organization. Still now I am discussing about input output organization. What we discussed in last class, synchronization data transfer. That only I am discussing two types. One is strobe and another one is handshaking protocol. First we are going to discuss only handshaking protocol. After the protocol, we are discussing about handshaking protocol. What is handshaking protocol? Handshaking protocol is machine using for insider providing acknowledgement source to destination. Okay, the here handshaking protocol is two types. One is source initiated handshaking for data transfer. Another one is destination initiated handshaking protocol. Okay, what is source initiated handshaking for data transfer? Here, the protocol signal are generated by source machine so that okay, here what we are doing in yesterday class, what we discussed, source unit will be transfer the data to the data bus, okay, to the destination unit. This all comes under the block of diagram of the handshaking protocol. First, we are transferring the data to the data into the data bus to the destination unit. After this source unit, after some delay, the data valid. That means we are validating some information to the data valid to transferring the data unit. After data unit is acceptance, we can transfer the data to the source unit. Okay, the source units data in data bus, and after that it transfer one more signal, this also control signal, that data valid signal. So this data valid signal specify that a validated present in data bus. So once the destination unit receive the data unit provided by acknowledgement in the form of the data acceptance lines. Okay, first we are sending the data into the, so unit place data in data bus and send the data unit. After some delay, some unit enable data valid line. Once the sum of unit receive the data accepted lines, then it invalidate disable data valid line. Whenever data valid line disable unit the data. Some diagrammatical programmatical IO, the major program with programmed IO. If the input device is not ready, the means that means if interface status register flag bit value 0, then CPU has to stay in the loop. If not stay in the loop, if CPU has to busy waiting, yes, if CPU is busy waiting, the CPU has to be ideal for most of the time. That is efficient approach. If CPU is efficient, will not use in better manner, then what we do? We can overcome the problem the help of the interrupt inside. That means we are using interrupt initiated by OU, IOU, or here we can say here is a possibility of multiple interrupts generated by the semantically software, or probability interrupts or pooling nothing but what we do, it's we can manage the system, designing the chaining or parallel priority encoder. Yes, you think about this, what we are doing here, huh? Yes. Now we can go. Today what we are reading. Introduction about memory organization. What is memory organization? Yes. Memory. In memory organization, first topic is memory hierarchy. What is memory hierarchy? Tell me anyone. What is memory hierarchy? Yes, anyone? Yes, one of the candidate. I'm invisible. What someone is sending a message. Yes, here today's topic is memory hierarchy. What is memory hierarchy? Here some of the several topics. Memory hierarchy, main memory, auxiliary memory, associate memory, and cache memory. Understood. What is main memory here? In a computer system, memory is essentially a part in any computer. Memory is just like a brain, which is useful for storing information in the computer. Okay, memory is just like a brain, which is useful for strong information in computer. Mainly, there are several type of memory there are in computer like main memory, auxiliary memory, okay, and cache memory. Okay, this is the main diagram for the what is the main memory hierarchy. What is the memory hierarchy in the computer? Okay, first is the main memory. Okay, first auxiliary memory. What is that auxiliary memory? That auxiliary memory is is a combination of magnetic tape and magnetic disk. Okay, that information will be transferred to the IO processor. Okay, here first in the main memory, whatever the were transferring the main memory, that main memory is useful in order to communicate directly to the CPU. Here whatever the data that will be transferred into the main memory, that main memory first transfer into the CPU. Understood? That CPU, but here CPU execute a program, only program present in main memory only. Suppose the program present in auxiliary memory, for example, we are going into auxiliary memory or that is the secondary memory, then the CPU can't access the data. So CPU can't access and instruct the present in main memory only. Best example, main memory is RAM. We know everyone. What is the main memory? Most of the unit we use only in main memory. That is the RAM. Main memory is called here is validated memory. That means whenever switch off the computer, okay, whenever we are switch off the computer, entire content of main memory is will be lost. Understood? Whenever we are switch off the computer, okay, then the main memory will be lost. The entire the content of the will be lost. Okay, here main memory will also called primary memory. You know everyone. What is the main memory here? Main memory called also primary memory because every important in order to execute the instruction by the CPU. Whenever you are going to execute the CPU, okay, whenever we are going to be execute the instruction by the CPU, if you are taking any program like that C, Java, C++, okay, whenever you save that program, then the program in secondary memory only. Understood? If you taking any program like that C, Java, C++, okay, whenever you have this, then the same program in the secondary memory. During this complication, also the program will reside in secondary memory, but at the time of execution operating system or DMA transfer the program hard disk to main memory. Why? Because we have to execute the program. CPU execute program only when the design in main memory only. Now we talk about auxiliary memory. For example, you come into auxiliary memory. Auxiliary memory can also be called secondary memory. Everyone we know what is the auxiliary memory. Auxiliary memory is also called as secondary memory. Okay, in secondary memory is mainly useful in order to store the data permanently in the computer. Yes, what is auxiliary memory here? Auxiliary memory is permanently stored in the computer. So that means auxiliary unit or secondary is useful for backup purpose. So in order to store the data permanently in the computer, we use auxiliary memory or secondary memory. That auxiliary memory is also called as non-volatile memory. Why? Because you switch off the computer, auxiliary memory or okay, that will be not be lost. They will be stored permanently in computer unless we delete the data. Example, we take from magnetic tape, magnetic disk. Okay, magnetic tape. What is magnetic tape here? Folder. What we are accepting the data, that is the folder mean that we are what we are saving in the folder, and magnetic tapes where we are saving the data in hard disk only. Okay, after we are saving the data in magnetic disk, that is my hard disk. Okay, here we are transferring the data from CPU. CPU can't access the data while which is present in auxiliary memory. Now we see about cache memory. What is cache memory here? After main memory, here the main memory only access to the CPU. After CPU, what will happen here? Cache memory is cache. What is cache memory here? Cache memory is a small and faster memory. Not only that is small mean nothing but we are transferring the data with a very faster. Okay, which has is higher accessibility. Okay, here cache memory is a very fast memory. Everyone listen. What is cache memory here? Cache memory is very fast memory. But the side of cache memory is a very small. Cache memory is a mainly used in order of store frequently instruction. What we'll do here, cache memory? Cache memory is mainly useful in order of store in frequently instruction. let we use for loop. For example, here you everyone will take I is equal to 0, I is less than 100. For example, we are here, we are taking I plus base. So how many times we are repeating that for loop? 100 time. So 100 times we have to use the value of I. Okay, so how many times we are repeating that for loop? Okay, 100 times. So 100 times we can to use the value of I. So in that occasion, what we will operating system do is OS operating system is transfer the instruction into the cache memory. Okay, here cache memory extremely faster, so CPU can access the data of cache memory in faster manner. That if data present in main memory, if main memory is access time is slower when compared with cache memory access time, so there are any frequently used instruction with operating system or IO processor or DMA. DMA means direct memory access transfer those main memory to the cache memory. So the CPU can access in a faster manner. Okay. Here, let's take one example, that is the IO processor. What is this IO processor? Understood? In IO processors, mainly useful in order to transfer the data from hard disk to main memory. We save the program when the program store in hard disk only. When we when save the program when the program store in hard disk only. During this compilation also the program will be beside in hard disk. Okay, but at the time of the execution of IO processor will be transferred the program which is okay in hard disk to main memory. So that CPU can execute the program which is present in main memory. Understood? Main memory. So that CPU can execute the program should be present in main memory. So IO processor is mainly useful in order to transfer the data from secondary memory to the main memory. Yes. So that the CPU can be execute the program which is present in main memory. That main memory also input processor is mainly useful in order to transfer the data to the secondary memory to the main memory. Now talk about the properties of the main memory. What is the main memory here? Okay, here mainly three properties. What is the three properties? One is storage capacity, cost per bit, and access speed. These are the three properties of the memory. So that totally here we have three memory is there. So in order to represent this memory on using a diamond signal or we can also call as a symbol. Okay, this is main memory is also called as okay. Okay, next is After this, we are transferring the data from the auxiliary memory. This auxiliary memory is the magnetic tapes and magnetic disc. Okay, after this magnetic tape and magnetic disc, we are transferring the data using IO processor. Through this IO processor, main memory. This main memory is first we are transferring the data to main memory to CPU. Okay, here CPU to the we are cache memory and cache memory to main memory only we are transferring the data. Here consider what is the main memory. The use of a computer perhaps a data which decimal number and reverse result in decimal form. Okay, a CPU with a arithmetic logical unit perform arithmetic micro operation with binary data. Here to perform arithmetic operations with decimal data, it is necessary to convert the input decimal numbers into binary to form all the calculation with binary numbers and to convert the result into decimal. Okay, here the main the memory unit is essential component is any digital computer since it is needed for strong program and their data. Every small computer with a limited application with a small computer with a limited application may be able to fulfill its intent task without the needed need of additional storage capacity. Most general purpose computer would run more efficient if they were occupied with additional storage beyond the capacity of the main memory. Here the main memory unit that communicate directly with the called is called main memory. The, the most common auxiliary memory device used in computer system are magnetic disk and tapes. Okay, they are used for storing system programs, large data files, and other backup information. Only programs and data currently needed by the processor reside in main memory. Another information is stored in auxiliary memory and transferred to main memory when needed, while the IO processor manages the transfer between auxiliary memory and main memory. Okay, auxiliary memory and main memory. The cache organization is concerned with the transfer of information between the main memory and CPU. Thus, each is involved with a different level in the main hierarchy system. The reason for having two or three level of memory hierarchy in economics we can take as the storage capacity of the main memory increase, the cost for bit for storing binary information decrease and the access time of the memory becomes longer. For example, you take here the main memory hierarchy. For example, we can store the device that is the SSD or HDD is the speed from the you everyone observe here from low to that is the magnetic tape, magnetic disk. After the magnetic tape and magnetic disk is the main memory. This here magnetic tape and magnetic disk are the auxiliary memory. Okay, middle of this magnetic tape and magnetic disk is the main memory. That is the primary memory. You know everyone. Okay, what is primary memory here? Whatever the data we are stored into the main memory, that is the primary memory. When we are storing the data in magnetic disk and magnetic tape, that we are calling auxiliary memory. Okay, okay, after that increasing, everyone see here what your data is from low to up. Register memory, here magnetic tape. Okay, sir, my screen is not visible to everyone. Yes, yes, I am sharing the screen here. Memory hierarchy. Okay, here memory hierarchy is it it is visible or not? Memory hierarchy is visible or not? Memory hierarchy, whenever we are storing the data from the, okay, and what is the accessibility? It's from the magnetic tape, magnetic disk, memory. And memory is the primary memory here, and cache memory and register memory. From bottom to top we are, okay. Here the total memory capacity of the computer can be visualized by hierarchy of a computer. The memory hierarchy system consisting of all storage contained in a computer system for all the low auxiliary memory to fast main memory to and smaller cache memory. What is here we can consider auxiliary memory is access time is generated by not thousand, it is thousand times that for main memory, hence it is at a bottom of the hierarchy. Okay, the main memory occupies the central position because it is occupied to communicate directly with the CPU and with auxiliary memory device through input or output processor. That is the input and output processor means IO. When the program not residing in main memory, okay, is needed by the CPU, they are brought in, from auxiliary memory. Program not currently needed in main memory are transferred into auxiliary memory to provide a space in main memory for other programs that are currently in use. The cache memory is, okay, here cache memory is used to store program that which is currently being executed in the CPU. Approximately access time ratio between cache memory and main memory is about 1 to 1, instead to the, that is the 7. Okay, understood. Here the main memory is the central storage unit in a computer system. It is a relatively large and faster memory used to store program and data during the computer operation. The principal technology used in the main memory is based on semiconductor, okay, on semiconductor integrated circuit. Main memory here is integrated circuit. The RAM chip are available in two possible operating modes. One is static and dynamic. Everyone we know what is the static and what is the dynamic. Okay, the static RAM consisting essentially of internal flip-flop. Okay, the static RAM here, everyone listen. The static RAM consisting essentially of internal flip-flop that store the binary information. Internal flip-flop that store the binary information. The stored information remain valid as a long as power. The, the stored information remain valid as long as power in applied the unit. Here we can also discuss about the what is the dynamic RAM. The dynamic RAM stores the binary information in the form of the electronic charges that are applied to capacitor. The capacitor also provided inside the chip by MOS transistor. The stored changes on the capacitor tends to discharge with the time, and the capacitor must be periodically recharged by refreshing the dynamic memory. Okay, refreshing is done by clinically through the word every few milliseconds to restore the dynamic charge. The dynamic RAM offer reduced power consumption and larger storage capacity in single memory chip. Here, the static RAM is easier to use and has shorter read and write cycle in main memory. Okay, then here we are discussing what we discussed till now. What is main memory? Main memory is a unit that communicates with directly with the CPU. Auxiliary memory and cache memory is also cache memory is called main memory. We know everyone. It is the centralized storage unit of the computer system. It is a large and faster memory used to store data during computer operations. Main memory is also made up of RAM and ROM, with the RAM integrated circuit chips holding the major share. The RAM, what is RAM here? RAM is a random access memory. In this RAM, we are using the DRAM. What is the DRAM? Dynamic RAM is made of capacitor and transistor and must be refreshed every 10 to 100 microsecond. It is slower and cheaper than the SRAM. Understood? It is slower and okay. Here SRAM is static RAM. You know everyone. What is SRAM? Static RAM. What is DRAM? Dynamic RAM. Okay. SRAM is static RAM, has a 6 transistor execute in each cell and retain data until power is off. NVRAM, non-volatile RAM. You know everyone. What is NVRAM here? This NVRAM is non-volatile RAM, retaining its data even when turn off. Example, we can take flash memory. Okay, RAM we can here take the flash memory. Go to the ROM, read only memory. What is the ROM? Is non-volatile and it is more like a permanent storage for information. RAM we are always using the permanent storage for information. It is also store the bootstrapping program to load and start the operating system when computer is turned on. Okay, mm, okay, when we are starting the operating system, when computer is turned on, the PROM. What is the PROM? Programmable read-only memory. EPROM, visible EPROM, and EEP, EEPROM, electrically essential ROM, PROM, or sometimes you can, okay, or some commonly used ROMs. Okay, for example, you take what are the ROM and RAM, RAM and ROM, ROM chips. Typically, you see here. Okay, typically you see here. What is the typically ROM chips? Here SC1, chip select 1. Okay, and RC CR SC2. Okay, AC2 bar. Understood everyone? What is we are selecting here? Okay, in RAM and ROM chips selection. One second. Yes, everyone, my screen is visible or not? Yes. Yes, here. Sir, can you explain the previous slide? Which slide that is? Yes. Which is the previous slide here? I am discussing about first is the what is the main memory organization. Memory organization where some of the memory hierarchy, main memory, auxiliary memory, associate memory, and cache memory. We discussing only what is the main memory. First, the auxiliary memory we transfer the data from the magnetic tapes and magnetic disks. Okay, through these magnetic tapes and magnetic disks. Okay, need IO processor. After the IO processor, this IO processor transfer the data to the main memory. First, this main memory transfer the data to the CPU. After the CPU only we can transfer to the data into the cache memory. After the cache memory only it is a bidirectional data will be transferred into the main memory. Okay, what is main memory hierarchy here? Memory hierarchy, user of a transfer prepare data with a dimensional number and receive result in dimensional form. A CPU, okay, a CPU with a arithmetic logic unit can perform arithmetic micro operations with binary data. To perform arithmetic operation with decimal data, it is necessary to convert the input decimal numbers to binary. To perform all calculation, okay, to perform all calculation with binary numbers and to convert the result into decimal numbers. The main memory unit here is essential component in any any digital computer since it is needed for storing program and data. A memory small computer with a limited applications may be also may be able to fulfill its intended task without the needed of additional storage capacity. Okay, the most general purpose computer would run more efficient if they were equipped with additional storage beyond the capacity of the main memory. If the main memory unit that communicate with directly with the called CPU is called main memory, devices that provide back storage are called auxiliary memory. The most common auxiliary memory device used in computer system are magnetic disks, magnetic disk and tape. Okay, they are used in storing system program. They are using in storing programs, large data files here, large data files and the backup information. Only program and data currently needed by the processor reside in main memory. Another information is stored in auxiliary memory and transferred to main memory when we need it. Okay, while the I/O processor manage the data transfer between auxiliary memory and main memory. Okay, when the I/O processor manage the data transfer between auxiliary memory and main memory. The main memory, the cache organization is concerned with the transfer of information between the main memory and CPU. Okay, thus each is involved with a different level in memory hierarchy system. The reason of having two or three level of memory hierarchy is economics. As the storage capacity of the memory increase here, as the storage capacity of memory increase, the cost per bit for storing binary information is decreased. Okay, and the access time of memory belongs to a longer. Here we can say 1 second. One second, everyone. My screen is visible or not? Everyone, tell me first. Yes, my screen is visible or not? Yes, everyone. My screen is visible or not? Yes, response. This slide, the previous slide is yes, yes, response. Anyone? Explain the previous slide. Which is that previous slide? Yes, here is the main memory, next hierarchy, and now we can go this here main memory hierarchy. We can increase the data or we can increase the value from first we only the auxiliary memory is the where the first preference, after that main memory only, after that main memory is cache memory, after that is the register memory. Okay, here we discuss about what is the main memory. Everyone listen carefully. What is the main memory? The main memory is a central storage unit in a computer system. Okay, what is main memory here? Main memory is a central storage unit for a computer. It is a relatively large and faster memory used to store the program and during the computer operations. Okay, what is the main memory here? Main memory is a central storage unit in a computer system. It's a relatively large and fast memory used to store program and data during the computer operation. The principal technology used for main memory is based on semiconductor integrated circuit. Here mainly everyone know what is the main memory. The principal technology used for the main memory is based on semiconductor integrated circuit. What is integrated circuit? Integrated circuit RAM chips are available in two possible operating systems. That is one is the SRAM, we can call also DRAM. What is SRAM? Static. Static RAM. Another one is the dynamic RAM. What is the SRAM here? It is a collection of flip-flop which can store the binary information. Okay. What is SRAM here? It is a collection of flip-flop which can store the binary information. Everyone know here what is a flip-flop? It is a collection of flip-flop which can store the binary information. Here flip-flop store one bit of information. The main advantage of this, okay, what is the main advantage? SRAM is extremely faster. Everyone will know what is the static RAM. The static RAM is extremely faster, but disadvantage, it is a very expensive. Everyone will know what is a, okay, what is the disadvantage? It is a very expensive. In order to we use SRAM in cache memory. Okay, here we can take also one example in DRAM. What is the DRAM? It stores the binary information in form of electronic charges that helper, okay, that helper to the capacitor. capacitor are provided through the help of transistor. Okay, what are the main advantage of the DRAM? Store the capacity is very high. One more advantage of this DRAM, it's reduce the power consumption with less amount of power. Yes, everyone know what are the advantage of DRAM. One is storage capacity is very high. Okay, it reduce the power consumption with the less amount of power. And mainly major application of DRAM is, okay, the major application of DRAM is main memory decision help of DRAM only. Okay, nowadays best example of main memory is RAM only. Everyone we know what is the main example of DRAM is the main memory. Okay, is read only memory area, but same portion of main memory is also we can use in the RAM. Okay, then memory we can use in RAM. What are the main here ROM? Here in ROM chips we can using chip selection 1, chip selection 2, and also we can use in the bit 9-bit address AD9. What is here? 512 into 8. What is 512 into 8? That 512 8 bit data bus is a bidirectional. Okay, here 512 into 8 ROM, ROM. ROM is a bidirectional data bus. Read only memory. Only for what is this? ROM is a read only memory. Why we using the read only memory? Yes, major difference between is ROM, ROM and ROM. RAM is, here RAM is volatile memory. When we switch off computer, when the entire content will be lost. Everyone will, whenever we are switch off the computer, RAM is volatile memory. When we are switch off computer, when the entire content will be lost. Okay, here we can take for example of the ROM is, everyone will know what is the ROM. ROM is a permanent memory. That means it stores the content permanently of the computer. Why ROM is main memory? Why ROM is main memory? ROM is a non-volatile memory that permanent in the computer. Okay, here ROM contained a program is called bootstrap loader program. Here we are using the bootstrap loader program. So ROM contain a program is called bootstrap loader program. What is the advantage of this? Whenever we switch off a computer, when certain instruction needed to execute, those instructions will be placed in bootstrap loader. Okay, when we are bootstrap loader, the CPU can't access the data which is present in auxiliary memory. Now see about the cache memory is also small. Is a small and faster memory. Everyone we know what is cache memory is a small and faster memory which has higher accessibility. Okay, here cache memory is a very faster memory. Cache memory is a very faster memory, but this of, okay, cache memory is a very small. Cache memory is mainly useful in order to store frequently instructions. Okay, here cache memory is a mainly useful in order to store frequently instructions. Let we can let we use loop. For example, you take I equals 0, I less than 100, I plus plus. So how many times we are repeating the loop? 100 times. Okay. So how many times we are repeating the loop? 100 times. So 100 times we have to use the value of I. 100 times we have to use the value of I. So in that occasion, what the operating system do is, the operating system transfer the instruction into the cache memory. Understood? Here the cache memory extremely faster, so CPU can access the data of cache memory in faster manner than if data present in main memory. Main memory is here, everyone listen. Here main memory is access time is slower when compared with the cache memory access time. So there are any frequently used instruction, then operating system or IO processor or DMA transfer those main memory to the cache memory. So here CPU can access is a faster manner. Understood? What is here? Main memory, typical RAM and ROM chips. Here, typical ROM chips is here. First we can select the CS1. Next is the chip selection is CS2. Here no read and write. Only the bit selection. Bit selection we can go to the AD9. Okay. These are the main. Next, we are going to the typical RAM chips. Here, RAM chips is consisting of chip selection 1, chip selection 2. Okay, read only and write. Okay, the address is from the AD7. Here, understood. Here, AD7. Okay, AD7 will be selected from the data from the address memory. Here 128 into 8 RAM, here 128 each word. Okay, here data will be transferred into from this RAM to the bidirectional. Okay, bidirectional means that both data from 1 to n to 1. Okay, coming to the functional table here, CS1 and CS2. Okay, CS1 is 0 and CS2 is 0. Here RD and read write is XX. Okay, when your concentrates here, what is the RAM and ROM? Okay, what is the RAM and ROM? Okay, you understand this RAM and ROM. Okay, here main memory is the central storage unit in a computer system. It is relatively large and faster memory used to store and during the computer operations. The principal technology used for main memory is based on semiconductor integrated system. Integrated circuit RAM chips are available in two possible operating modes. That is, one is static and dynamic. Static we can also call as the SRAM. that is the static RAM, and dynamic RAM. What is the SRAM here? It is a collection of flip-flop which can store the binary information. Here, flip-flop store one bit of information. Okay, the main advantage of main memory SRAM is extremely faster. Disadvantage it is very expensive. Everyone you observe what is the disadvantage of the main memory? It is very expensive. In order to we use SRAM cache memory. Here cache memory designed by help of the SRAM. DRAM. What is DRAM? It stores the binary information in form of electronic charges that help the capacitor. Capacitor are provided to the help of the transistor. What are the advantage of DRAM? Storage capacity is very high. We can store the information very high. We know everyone. It reduces the power consumption with less amount of power. Here we can have the main advantage. The major application of DRAM is main memory. The main memory is designed help of the DRAM. Okay, is the help of the DRAM. Nowadays, best example of the main memory is RAM. Everyone we know what is the best example of main memory is the RAM. Okay, but same portion, but some portion of the main memory we can use in ROM, ROM also. Okay, to take the example in ROM. Okay, what is here ROM? Chip selection 1, chip selection 2, and address is 9. Okay, and here we can also bidirectional data, 8-bit data, 8-bit data bus. Understood? What is ROM here? Only read-only memory. Why we use read-only memory? Major difference between is RAM and ROM. What is RAM is? RAM is a volatile memory. When we are switch off the computer, then the entire content will be lost. Okay, understood? Volatile memory. Volatile memory, when we the switch off the computer, then the entire content will be lost. ROM, permanent memory. That means it stores the content of permanent the computer. Why ROM in main memory? Here we are using. Why we are using in the main memory? Okay, ROM is what is ROM here? Yes, listen everyone. What is ROM? ROM is a non-volatile memory that permanent the store in computer. Here ROM contained a program is called bootstrapping loader. So ROM contain a program is called bootstrapping loader. What is the advantage here? Whenever we switch off the computer, that contain instruction needed to be executed, those instruction will be placed into the bootstrapper loader. Okay, that stored in bootstrapper loader. I am risking some queries here. Sir, can we remove store this information into my WhatsApp? Yes, sir. Today is a no quiz. So tomorrow is a holiday as per the from the management and the instruction from the department. Okay. So tomorrow is a holiday. We can extend the class as per our schedule is a Friday. Again Friday. Okay. Yes. Next one is the function table. If any doubt, yes. Now is the 536. I'm seeing some of the messages. Has the raised hand is the other. Has the raised hand. Everyone raising the hand. Ask me question in text message. Yes, everyone ask question in chat box. I will see that. Yes, yes. Wait few seconds.